So now that we looked at the heart, I have a set of lungs from a cow. So pretty cool. It starts all the way from where it would be in the back of the cow's throat. So this is the entire trachea. Okay, and I can feel, just like if you felt your trachea, you can feel the rings of cartilage that make it up. That's what this is, because it's kind of like a hose. It has to stay open. Your esophagus is more of a muscle that your food goes down, and that carries the food down, and it can collapse and expand. This has to stay open, I guess, like a hose or a straw. And then it goes down into both of the lungs, and it separates down here into the bronchi and then the bronchioles within the lung, and then it just basically the straws keep getting smaller until they reach the alveoli, and that's where the gas exchange occurs. So just starting here at the top, this is your epiglottis. So if you are eating, this will cover your trachea so you don't accidentally get food down your respiratory system. So this is why you choke. If you are talking and eating at the same time, this kind of gets confused. Am I supposed to be closed? Am I supposed to be open? What's going on? So that's how sometimes you can get food into your trachea, and that's what you're coughing up, because it's just almost like too much is going on. But that's what this is right there. And then this is going to be the larynx, your voice box area. Goes all the way down. I'll see if my knife will cut through these rings. Maybe not. I might have to come back to this with a better knife so we can see those. But we'll take a look at the lungs. I did try to blow them up, but I think we got a hole here. So just kind of like a balloon, it's not going to work. So I'm just going to slice across to this. And it does feel just like a sponge. This knife is not proving very well right now. There we go. You see the lungs have a pretty good covering on them. Unfortunately, if you could, feel this, it's just a really different feel than, a lot of other parts of the body. You can, the alveoli and the little air sacs are teeny tiny. You really can't even see them with the naked eye, but you can start to see how they're kind of all connected and what's going on in there. Okay, so I got a better knife and cut the trachea, and you can kind of see right down in there. I still had trouble cutting it this way, so it shows you how strong it really is. And I mean, even to try to, crush it, it's really, really tough, which is obviously a good thing. So I cut into the lung a little bit more. You can see as the trachea comes down, it splits into the two bronchi. But then there's multiple bronchioles that come off as well. So it's kind of split at one point. You can see them come through. And again, unfortunately, you can't feel it, but they feel the same as the trachea. They have that rigidity to them. And then in this first part of the lung, you can see all the little bronchioles, and it's kind of like a tree. You know, this is your trunk, and then it branches off as it goes through the lungs. So you can see all those different bronchioli. And then you get, you know, further down into the lung, and again, it's very spongy, and you know, it might not look very big for lungs for a cow, but this, you know, doesn't have any air in it right now. So they're able to expand and get quite large to have the lung capacity that a cow would need. There are multiple lobes to the lungs. This is the main one. And then there are some other ones, and you can see the bronchioli that would go to those individual lungs. There's some right here, and then there is one down here. I can get to it, that got opened up, and you can kind of see the ridges on it. That's one that goes to this bottom lobe. Okay, and obviously, you know, there's a lot of blood because you've got all the blood vessels that go through here, you know, and as this has been, I don't know how long this animal's, you know, been dead, but you can see some of the clumps of blood starting to form, and that's just because they're not going anywhere. So that's your heart and lungs. Hopefully that kind of clarifies that, you know, looking at a picture versus looking at the real thing is really different. So now attached to this assignment, there will be some questions based on what I've talked about for you guys to answer. So I know class hasn't been ideal this year. This is your last assignment. Hopefully you have enjoyed it, and hopefully if we get back to school next year, any of you that take advanced vet, we will continue with some of the same subject material, just a little bit more advanced and looking a little bit deeper into it, and hopefully we can still, you know, take some stuff apart. Bye.